everyone, and welcome to the Survivor Campfire. This is part 2 of Season 6, Episode 1. I know, long mouthful there. So if you haven't watched part 1 yet, I recommend going back and watching that. It is the first 24 hours of the season, but now we have our tribe divisions. So, on tribe number 1, and they get to name their own tribes as well. So for right now, I'm just going to be referring to them as tribes 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 5 tribes of 5. So for tribe number 1, we have Arca, Toaster, Nathan, Johnny, and then John or Nub from season 1. So this tribe is interesting. My guess is that Arca is in a really bad spot because, as I've said before, everyone wants Arca gone. So my guess would be that Arca would be going home first. Toaster and Johnny have a connection from playing in their season, and Nathan and Nub or John have that connection as well. So it could be an interesting tribe, but I see Arca going out pretty safely here. If I was a betting man, that's what I would think would happen. Tribe 2, we have Scout, JB, Evan, Bing, and Bayback. Now, this tribe is wild. JB likes all 4 of these players. Scout is new, so she only knows JB, but her and JB are very close. Evan played with Bayback in season 1, and they were allies. Evan has played in Bing's season. They are kind of allies. Well, they know each other. They haven't explicitly said we're allies yet, but Evan has played in Bing seasons. Evan and Bing have played together. Bing did say he was a little bit wary of Evan in his confessional earlier, but I feel like Bayback would probably be the target on this one, just since people want to try and get out a big threat early, I feel like, and Bayback is a huge threat, or at least probably one of the biggest on this tribe. Evan does want to go for Scout early on, but I don't think JB will let it happen. So there's a bunch of weird things that could happen if this tribe goes to tribal. Tribe number 3 is Jace, Nevid, Jack, Joey, and Myth. Now, Jace, Jack, and Myth all played on season 2 together. Jace and Jack made it to final tribal together, and Myth tried to get Jace out that entire game, basically. So there may be some interesting dynamics with that. Jack and Nevid are also very good friends outside of this game, so I see the 2 of them working together. And Joey's just kind of left on an island, which makes him either an easy first boot or the swing vote. And I'm not sure which it will go. Jace will probably target Joey out of the 4 of them. But Myth is someone that I could absolutely see targeting Jace, and that would leave Jack and Nevid as that swing vote. Tribe 4, we have Chase, Norf, Soccer, Deku, and Asher. Soccer and Chase are working very closely together. Chase and Asher are friends from season 1, so they work together there. They might work together again here. So I see the 3 of them being the deciding vote, and I think Norf is going to go home in this tribe if they end up going to tribal. The challenge, they're only in these tribes for this one round too, so they are changing after this. I should have probably prefaced that beforehand. But I feel like Norf is probably the one on the outs. Soccer wants Norf gone, Chase wants Norf gone, so that just seems like the logical person to send home with this tribe. And then we have our final tribe of Moth God, Oxy, Jaffe, Jay, and Cosmo. I think Oxy's going to be running this tribe. He's really close with Moth. Him and Jaffe are friends, and Jay seems to be vibing with all of them a bit, which leaves Cosmo on the outs. Now, people have a big target on Cosmo for being in the game with his brother, in the same way that you don't let Amber and Rob get far together in a season. People aren't wanting to let Cosmo and Johnny get far in the season because they're brothers. So once one of them leaves, that target might be alleviated, but for right now, both of them are big targets. So I think Cosmo would probably get targeted here first. Now, these are all just first impressions, so a lot could happen. But that's just my take and my opinions, my hot take on these tribes. We also introduced influence. So I had mentioned before that PancakeBot is going to be deciding when we swap, and that you can use your influence to keep tribes from swapping or make sure that they do swap. So we had 3 influence in the 1 through 25 numbers. So the 3 people that earned influence are Soccer, JB, and North. Now, Pancake decided which numbers would randomly get these. We also have 2 idol things. We were calling them idol checks. And Joey and Jack will get those, but they don't have them yet. So I keep saying that we'll get back to talking about idols later. Well, now is the later. So, for idols, what we are going to be doing is a little bit of a take on the game Wordle. So, we have 3 idols. We have 2 normal idols and then a two-faced idol. Now, the two-faced idol is an idol and an idol nullifier all in one. We have an advantage hidden, which is a steal a vote, and we have 2 influence there as well. Now, to earn any of these, you can try to guess a code for them. So, a code for the first idol is 5 letters. The code for the second idol is 6 letters. Code for a two-faced idol is 8. The advantage is 4 letters, and then influence 1 is 1 letter, influence 2 is 2 letters. And the way that we're doing this is, let's just say the 4-letter code for the advantage is ABCD. Keep it simple. If somebody guesses A, T, W, B, we will say that one of the letters is in the correct spot, and one of the other letters is correct but not in the correct spot. So that would mean that because they put A first, A would be in the correct spot, and B was last, but B is in that 4 words, or that 4 letters, so B would be correct. But nobody's going to know what the right one is and where they go. So they get to cross-reference as well. So if 3 people have A as the first one and they all get 1 is correct, they can go pretty safely, all right, yeah, A is the first one, we got that down pat. So there's a B here, there's a T here, and mess around with that, try to find the right order for it. So there's 26 different letters, not 6, and there's 4 that are correct, so I have to try and find the right order. So this is going to take some time. So when someone starts to get close, I'll let you all know that. But it might be a while before someone gets close. You also get 1 attempt every day. So within a 24 hours, midnight to midnight, from my time zone in EST. So if you get it correctly, then whatever item you were going is out. No one can get it anymore. And if you get the right code after someone finds it, you will be met with the message of, this is correct, but it has already been found. Which also begs the question of, which do you go for? Because the idols, the advantage, and the influence are all up at the same time. So you get to choose, I want to go after idol 1, idol 2, idol 3, and you only get 1 guess. So you can't go for all of them at the same time. So that'll be interesting. But the idol checks that are going to Joey and Jack will tell you exactly what is correct and what isn't. So in the AWXB example, it would say A is correct and in the correct spot, and B is in here but is not the last one. So that helps. I apologize for my dog barking in the background as well. And the final bit is that Arca used the secret code with Soccer, and he spelled out get North out. So that's also why I think North might be going first. But Arca is using that secret code to communicate with Soccer to tell him to vote out North. So let's see what happens once we reveal this idol information. I'll reveal the idol information at 11 p.m. and then it will be live for everyone to guess at midnight. It is currently 9 p.m. so it will be a couple hours until I reveal all that. So I will check in with you guys later tonight, assuming that nothing totally insane happens between now and like 1 a.m. Also, super quick side note, I realized I didn't tell you what the challenge was. So this challenge is going to be a logo making challenge. So all 5 tribes are going to make a logo. Whichever logo wins is going to be the season's logo, and whichever logo is deemed the worst by the subjective scoring of the judges and spectators will be sent to tribal council. Only 1 tribe will be sent to tribal council, and after that, tribal, the tribes will be swapped again. So don't get too used to these tribes, but I just wanted to add that in super quickly. Alright, so it is now a little bit after 1 a.m., so 5-ish hours after the tribe reveals and going over the idol, or revealing the idols. So, what has actually happened on these tribes now that they have been formed? How's the idol searches been going? And stuff like that. So, for Tribe 4 is Chase, Norf, Soccer, Deku, and Asher. Uh, Soccer and Norf both got influence. And then Soccer found out that Norf got influence because he talked to him. Now, this started to build a little bit of trust between Soccer and Norf as well, but Soccer then assumes that everybody has influence, not just 3 people out of 25, but everybody has influence, and that every campsite, or every tribe, I should say, has one advantage. So someone from each tribe got an advantage. Instead of 3 influence just randomized by Pancake, and 2 happened to be 17 and 18. So Soccer went to Chase and is like, hey, I got some influence. What'd you get? And Chase is like, I got nothing. Because he didn't. So Soccer now thinks Chase is lying to him and believes that Chase actually has an advantage or an idol clue or something that is Chase found something he thinks, when in reality Chase has nothing. And Asher also posted something similar on his confessional of Soccer asking him what he has, and he's like, I have nothing. And Asher is saying, look, I realize that looks kind of weird because he obviously expects me to have something. Apparently, him and Norf both found influence, so he thinks I have something when really I don't. So, speaking of Asher, Asher's saying this is a really weird tribe because 3 people are from Season 1 here. Me, Chase, and Soccer. Now, this wouldn't be a problem if it wasn't Chase, because Chase and Soccer are friends, so normally I would try to get Soccer out in this first vote, but because Chase won't go with that, I have to act all Season 1 strong. And Chase seems to want Norf out, but I like Norf and don't have any feelings for Deku, so he's a little bit neutral on Deku. They haven't really had any big talks, and Asher doesn't dislike Deku, he just hasn't really talked to them. So Asher would like to go for Deku, but Soccer would also like to go for Deku over Norf. So if this tribe loses, Norf might have a way to save himself and be able to talk to them to try and get out Deku instead of get himself out. But Deku needs to start to build a few more connections with these people and try to push for a Norf vote alongside Chase. And with Norf is now studying his Season 1 tribe mates. He goes, oh crap, 3 of the 4 people I'm with are from Season 1. So he's pulling up the Season 1 YouTube video recap, he's pulling up the spreadsheet, he's taking notes of place fits, all that stuff, and just going on that. And then on Tribe 5, Jay and Moth God have started to get closer. They started to talk. Jay said that his initial impression of Moth God was not very positive because it was just in that public tribe setting. But when he got to talk to him one-on-one, he really likes Moth and really wants to work with him down the line. Now, you also have Moth and Oxy that are pretty close on this tribe, but nothing has really come from that yet. And then to move on to the idols, I said that I would only tell you guys when someone got close. Well, Oxy got the closest. So he guessed for Idol 1, which is 5 letters, and he got 3 of the 5 correct in his first guess. Now, only 1 of them was actually in the correct spot, but 3 of them are still correct. So he knows that only 2 of them are wrong and has a bit more to play out with. In more idol news, the people that are currently idol hunting together and cross-referencing, once again, this is as of now from confessionals, so there might be way more than this, but the people that have actually written this down and conveyed this On Tribe 4, we have Asher and Soccer, who are looking at it and cross referencing. In Tribe 2, we have JB and Evan, no real surprise there. And then in Tribe 5, Jay is pulling Moth God into an idol hunt with Cosmo. So that is an interesting three-person alliance that leaves out Jaffe and Oxy, which I have no idea what this tribe dynamic is going to be for the Moth, Oxy, Jaffe, Jay, Cosmo tribe now that I look deeper into it. And finally, one last thing to add. Bing wanted to make a visual chart of all the connections that everybody had to each other outside of the game. And, well, I'm just going to play the video for you.
So I was going to do a sort of thing to acknowledge who was with who in what season, but this isn't even one season done yet. I don't think it's going to be. I don't think you'll be able to tell by the time I finish this, so I'm just gonna not.
All right, so we are now on the middle of day 2. We have about 7 hours until this challenge ends. It is currently 1:50 p.m. and a few things have happened since the last update. So, the first thing, going on Tribe 1, Arca is trying to organize a idol hunt with the entire tribe. So he's going into the tribe chat and saying, hey, let's all publicly share our guesses with each other so that way one of us is guaranteed it. And this happened literally like 20 minutes ago, so there hasn't been any reaction to it yet. But I will make sure to let you know if everyone just hates it even more, that puts a bigger target on his back, or if everyone is going, all right, yeah, no, that's a fair idea. Let's collaborate. Let's work together, which probably won't happen. But hey, it's Survivor. Anything is possible. For Tribe 2, speaking of idol hunts, JB is going to every single person on her tribe individually and saying, hey, the two of us should hunt for idols. Now, this is working out well for her because she knows everybody on this tribe. So it's not like she's pulling an Archivon and going up to every random human and going, hey, let's work together. She's going to people that she knows that she's already wanting to work with. That she's with Bayback, Evan, who she's good friends with, and Bayback, who she's played with and hosted before, Scout, who she's co-hosting with, and Bing, who Bing and JB are just good friends. But Scout is actually catching on to this, and Scout's going, I think she's trying to idol hunt with everybody, not just me. But she doesn't have any proof, and she hasn't talked to anybody about it yet. And also, speaking of Scout and JB, the two of them have talked, and Scout is very, very sketched out by Jace, because Jace joined the Season 5 server, and Scout saw that and went to JB and was like, hey, Jace is snooping around for information, he's probably looking for an idol, I just get really bad vibes about him. We talked about Archivon, and he sent screenshots of Archivon's confessionals from Season 5 saying he wanted Nistus out, because Jace and Nistus are friends IRL. So Jace wants to get revenge for her, and he sent Scout a screenshot, and Scout's like, Jace had that ready, he whipped that out in like 0.5 seconds, and JB is going, okay, let's feed into this paranoia. So JB is basically being like, oh my god, no way, that's insane, that's crazy. Yeah, he's definitely snooping around. I think you're right. You have a good read on this, and is trying to feed into that paranoia. Meanwhile, in Tribe 3, nothing has happened. They did select a tribe name, though. So Tribe 3 is now the Brimstone tribe, which, of course, Brimstone is coming back for a third time. You gotta have it. Debut in Season 2. Season 4, it was brought back with the returnees and was turned into the merged tribe name, and now it is Tribe 3. Tribe 4 also has a name. It is named Chase. As other chases on that tribe, but spelled CH4SE. But there are some things that are happening on Tribe 4. So, before the tribe divisions happened, Evan told Asher that he doesn't remember much about Season 1, except
quote, "he who shall not be named." Now, Asher took that as him talking about soccer, and he told soccer that Evan wants to vote him out. Well, Evan is soccer's number one. So soccer is like, what the hell is going on here? He's so paranoid, but he thinks that Evan is talking about Crowdy because Evan said he who shall not be named to soccer as well. So he thinks that it's either Crowdy or Bayback. And he's not sure which, but that's what he said in his confessionals. So there is some paranoia with soccer between him and Evan. But we should see how that goes and if that pans out to anything. Also, North and soccer have started to get close. They were talking about the flag and also the tribe name because Deku came in and wanted to name the tribe Furries. And soccer and North were like, yeah, no, we don't want this. We've already decided on Chase as our tribe name. And so they were a little bit annoyed by Deku trying to make the tribe name Furries. And then Deku also made a logo for the challenge where they already had a logo. And Soccer and North are also getting annoyed by that. And everyone on the tribe has kind of made a confessional going, yeah, this logo that Deku made isn't that good, but we don't want to tell them that we don't like the logo or that it doesn't look good. So they haven't done anything about it, but I'm sure they will have to at some point because they don't want to submit that logo, or at least 4 of the 5 people don't. So it seems like Deku is starting to put a target on themselves, and North is starting to get ins with Asher and Soccer, who already wanted to keep him over Deku. So really the only person here that needs to be convinced is Chase. But Deku also said that that they're blaming Soccer for the logo. So if Tribe 4 loses the challenge, Deku is going to be going for Soccer. So this should be very interesting if they lose. And then on Tribe 5, Joffy wanted to name the tribe Moth Cult. They still don't have a name yet. They're still deciding. But Moth God is on that tribe. And Moth God went into his confessionals and was going, Joffy is being super nice to the point that is kind of unnerving. And I want to keep an eye out for him. I want to watch out, and it's rubbing me the wrong way. So he seems to like Joffy, but is also unsure about Joffy and thinks that Joffy is faking it. However, I think that's just Joffy being Joff. You know, Big Joff is just, as I said before, big wholesome Joffy. You know, how can anyone hate Joffy? He's nice guy Joff. So he's probably just being Joffy and not being fake or overly nice to try and do ally points or anything like that. I think he just wanted to name it Moth Cult because it's Joffy. So I will update you once we get to the challenge, and I will also show you guys the results from the challenge and the logos that are being made as well. I will figure out some way to present those. So I'll see you guys in a second. Alright, so super quick clip right before the challenge results. So right now, Soccer wants to get out Deku because they are a Mythorg alum. Mythorg is another org, and that is run by Jace. And Soccer wants out Mythorg people because there are a fair amount of Mythorg people in the season. So he wants Deku out because they're from Mythorg, and told Asher about this. Then Asher's just like, cool, dude. And then finally, a little bit of an update on the Arca situation. Toaster gave out his guesses publicly, and Nathan says he doesn't want to, but that was in his confessional in the public chat, so not too much has actually happened from that. But let's get to the results. Alright, so for the challenge, I will read out third through first, and then I will go over the last 2 people. So, in third place is the Pantheon tribe with a score of 137. That means that Joffy, Jay, Cosmo, Mothgod, and Oxy are safe, and here's their logo. In second place, we have Toaster's Bitches with a score of 151. That means that Toaster, Johnny, Arca, John, and Nathan are all safe. And here's their logo. Winning this challenge, and the new logo for the season is Infra Astris with a score of 183. That means that Bayback, Evan, JB, Scout, and Bing are all safe. This just leaves the Chase tribe and the Brimstone tribe. Of course, Brimstone is Cursed tribe, but Chase will win this in fourth place with a score of 123. That means North, Soccer, Deku, Asher, and Chase are safe, and Brimstone is going to Tribal Council, meaning that Joey, Jace, Jack, Nevid, and Myth, one of them is going to be the first boot of this season, and here are their logos. Alright, so after the challenge, not too much has happened gameplay-wise. There are two announcements. So the first announcement is that we are cutting the schoolyard pick from the season. So at final 23, 19, and 17, we are just going to force everybody to stay in the same tribe unless they're down to 4 people. We made this decision because pretty much no one liked it or enjoyed it, and this is just a game in the long run. So if everyone's not going to enjoy it, I don't want to give people something that they're all just going to hate or that might not be very good for their mental health, as some people said that it would affect that if they were the last one picked, and I don't want that to be the case for anyone ever in any of our orgs. So we cut the schoolyard pick, and then the second one is we have added some influence and an idol check hidden in the game. So Axe made a few clues and is going to be hiding them throughout the day. So I'll tell you if or when somebody finds that, and whoever finds it will get 1 influence and 1 idol check. Meanwhile, for the game, we have Archivon, who is using the same emoji system, but this time with Toaster and Johnny. He made an alliance chat with both of them, and yeah, he's just going through using the same system. I think this one is with animals emojis instead of facial emojis. But yeah, he basically did the exact same thing with Johnny and Toaster and told Toaster about the one with soccer. So Toaster and Johnny really don't trust Archivon at all. Toaster finds him very fun and entertaining to play with, but he doesn't trust him. And then the other thing that happened that is not related to the tribe going to tribal is that Deku puts soccer on his so-called shit list up there with Archivon. So Deku wants out Arca and he wants out soccer, and they want out soccer, sorry. And so they said that they wanted out soccer because soccer is overconfident and was talking in the tribe chat about how good their flag was and how they deserved way more than 4th. And Deku's like, your overconfidence is going to be the death of you. Meanwhile, for the tribe going to tribal, which, once again, reminder, the people going to tribal are Joey, Jace, Jack, Nevid, and Myth. Well, Joey wanted to gun for Myth right away. He had to talk to Myth and just hadn't heard anything from him. So he's like, all right, I want to go for Myth. So he goes to Jack, Nevid, and Jace and goes, I want to vote out Myth. And they all go, oh, yeah, that seems fair. And so far, that's what everyone's doing. So it's currently a little bit past 1 p.m., so it seems like there's a very solid vote onto Myth, but we'll see if Myth will be able to swing it in his favor. And we'll see whether or not I have a clip before Tribal, or if I just go right into Tribal Council. Okay, so the vote is about to happen. All the votes are in. I just need to actually read them out loud. But it is going to be 4 votes onto Myth and 1 vote onto Nevid. Myth was unable to save himself and will be the first boot of Season 6 All-Stars. But anyways, guys, that's the end of this video, and I will see you in Episode 2 of Season 6. So see you guys there.